As pitch is fouled off, and it'll go to 0-2 to Matt Braga.
Mentioned, Dave, last inning was the first 1-2-3 inning. The Cards went down 1-2-3, and the Cardinals are trying to do the same thing to the Cats here.
Braga slices one that's going to veer foul down the left field line.
So hopefully Pookie Jones is okay, and probably for precautionary measures they took him out of the ball game, and he was trying to bunt and fouled one off the hands of the bat right into the forehead area, and he finished the at-bat but then left the game.
And Braga goes down swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts for Nappick as he fans Brooks and Braga to end the top of the seventh. And after 6.5 innings, middle of the seventh, Kentucky trails Louisville by 4 runs.
Not everyone he looks up to has to be over 6'6". Citizens Fidelity Bank, a PNC bank.
Let's all join in the fun. Celebrate festival day and night. The party goes on, rain or shine. Celebrate Kentucky. Celebrate festival.
Well, we're closing in on the 3-hour mark on this college baseball game. We've seen 20 runs cross the plate, 22 hits, and 5 errors as Louisville leads 12-8 in the Cardinal dugout here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it'll be the top of the order coming up. Tommy Barnes will lead off. The left fielder 3 for 4, a double, a home run, and a single. Not a bad night.
Dave, we're starting to get some pitching here now, as you noticed. 1-2-3 inning last time for the Cardinals. 4 in a row retired. Lawrence Frazier coming in last inning. Set the Cards down in order.
That's ball 1. 1-0 the count on Barnes. Ron Frazier, the third pitcher that Kentucky has sent to the mound tonight.
Dave, I was hoping you'd sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" like Harry Carey out of the booth there.
Yeah, I tried. Well, we wait while Barnes ties his shoe. We move up on the 10 o'clock time. Remind you that the news at 10 will follow this game. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the leadoff man, Barnes, is at the plate. Fouls that one off, and the count evens 1-1.
Well, the Cats will go home and face Austin Peay next. And by the way, the Cards will play Austin Peay as well. Cats will play them tomorrow. And the Cards will play them on Thursday. These two teams again will meet next Tuesday night at Shively Field in Lexington. U of L could have a 3-game winning streak against the Cats by that time.
That's fouled off by Barnes. It's a 1-2 count. The junior out of Frankfurt, Tommy Barnes, hitting about .355. You're watching Cardinal Baseball on Fox 41, WDRB-TV, Louisville, Kentucky.
Our director tonight, Dan Boyle, doing an outstanding job. Ron Mack, our producer. Glad to have you aboard for U of L Baseball here on Fox 41.
Count even on Barnes now, 2-2.
I was looking around for my jacket, and our statistician, Andy Dumstorff, has my jacket on, but that's okay, Andy. You can wear it.
Here's Barnes sending one that's going to veer foul and is not catchable. Braga made a charge for it over into the foul territory on right. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Cardinals have a good shot at winning a Metro title. They came in with a 7-5 record. They've got quite a few games to go.
But there's a 10, as you can see, will be coming up immediately after this baseball game. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Louisville leading 12-8 over Kentucky. Barnes with one up the middle. It gets through for a base hit. Just could not make the play. And so Barnes is on to lead off the 7th inning.
4-hit night for Tommy Barnes. Not bad at all. And just stopped that one barely through the infield. And it was a very, very tough play for Max Wright. Managed to grab it and make a weak throw. But Tommy Barnes is on again. He didn't get that triple. He doubled, singled twice, and homered. So now he has a chance to maybe steal a base.
And David Vogt, the next batter up, is 0 for 4 and looking for his first hit. So
I got to believe Dave's going to get a lot of ribbing here if he has an offer in this game where the Cards have 13 hits and 12 runs.
So the leadoff batter, Barnes at first. Nobody out, and a 270 hitter, Vogt is up. This is one out into right center field, and the center fielder comes over, and Abbott makes the catch, and there's one away, and the runner will stay at first, Barnes.
So, David, the wind may have been a factor earlier because the ball doesn't seem to be carrying quite as much as it did earlier, and the wind has calmed down significantly and may have been a factor in that ball right there.
They still have some wind, but not nearly the velocity that it was roaring through here in the early inning. And now Dan Capriva. 503 average, 1 for 1 tonight. He's walked 3 times. He has scored 3 times.
Quick throw to first.
So Kentucky has not been able to set down Capriva yet tonight. Tried to catch the outside corner, but it's ball 1.
Nice-looking breaking ball by Lawrence Frazier, left-handed pitcher out of Moorhead, Kentucky. They've had some good baseball players at Moorhead.
Capriva with a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
They've had some outstanding baseball players at Kentucky and U of L. And the Cardinals emerging on the national scene last year with Rod Beal being drafted.
Keeping that runner honest at first, Barnes.
In fact, the Wildcats have sent quite a few pitchers recently to the major leagues. Paul Kilgus, who plays for the Louisville Redbirds, being one.
That'll send it to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Jeff Parrott, another pitcher, pitched for the Phillies and Expos over the years. Now in the major leagues, Kentucky graduate.
Barnes has stolen 10 bases this season out of 13 attempts.
Jack Savage, another major leaguer, pitched for the Dodgers. He's a University of Kentucky graduate. Dan Capriva, for U of L, hopes to follow those guys into the majors.
That's a swing, and it's strike 2. The count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Capriva. The first time Frazier has faced Capriva.
Gene Baker says that Dan Capriva will probably be maybe a 7th or 8th round draft choice in the June draft.
Full count. Got him on the inside corner. Struck him out. Capriva retired for the first time in tonight's game. There are now 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Barnes the runner at first, and Darren Opel, another Louisville Cardinal who has yet to be retired. He's singled 3 times, scored 2 runs, and been hit by a pitch.
Well, Dan Capriva doesn't get called out on strikes very often, and it's only the 14th time he's struck out all season.
Opel slices it foul. Still, Capriva is 1 for 2 on the night. He'll keep his average at 500.
Can't be displeased with that, a 500 batting average. But Darren Opel is batting 1,000 here tonight.
0-1 the count.
First base umpire calls time, and it's going to change baseballs here, or at least check the one that Warren Fraser's been throwing with. And that's the first base umpire, Doug Vaughn. So Lauren Fraser gets ready.
Go to first. Jack Barnes on first. Now Opal still 0-1.
I think they might be sending Barnes.
On away, and it's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Cardinal bullpen is active.
Ball fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Chris Martinez was the guy throwing in the Cardinal bullpen, a left-hander from Ballard High School here in Louisville. He may be on for mop-up relief.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs. U of L with Opal at the plate, and a runner at first, Tommy Barnes. Fouls it off, and the count remains 1-2. That is ball 2, and the count even to 2-2.
Well, the Cardinals with a home run tonight. Tommy Barnes has 67 homers on the season.
Of course, Kentucky with a home runs by Pookie Jones and Greg Mercer.
Well, the Cardinals have hit a lot of home runs this year, but it pales in comparison to last season with 125, and they had 11 in one game last year.
Another throw over the first to keep Barnes honest. Now, Louisville is protecting a 4-run lead, trying to add to it with 2 outs at the bottom of the 7th. Foul ball. The count is full, 3-2 on Darren Opal. Barnes taking a really short lead off first. He misses and walks Opal. So Opal is on base for the 5th time in this game. And Newman, a 390 hitter coming in with a double and a single tonight, is up.
Well, the Cardinals continue to put runners on base. They kind of had a dull spot there, and the Cats had retired 4 straight batters before the leadoff single by Tommy Barnes, his 4th hit of the night. And now he's at second base with 2 outs, and Rob Newman stepping in.
And Newman pops it up. And the first baseman, Norman, makes the grab, and it's over. The bottom of the 7th is ended, and Louisville does not score a run in the inning. And so after 7 full innings at Cardinal Stadium, it's U of L 12 and Kentucky 8.
There's a fresh new taste coming from Festiva. Unlike bag chips that don't stay sealed, Festivas and fresh sealed canisters stay extra fresh, extra crunchy. So can a bag and pop again. Arriba, Festiva. Stay fresh and crunchy in the can. Pop the party in the can. Festiva.
McDonald's Derby Burger is about to begin. And he's off. For the lead, that's Baker's Fresh Bun, followed by quarter-pound beef patty. Here comes American cheese steaming. Brown that sizzling bacon. Then it's tomato, mayo, and lettuce. They're right together on the outside sesame seed bun. And the winner, the new McDonald's Derby Burger. Race over to McDonald's for the new Derby Burger. A sure bet for taste and value. Because what you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
12-8, Louisville leads Kentucky, top of the 8th. College baseball on Fox 41 WDRB, and Rob Rainey along with David Sullivan here with you, and we've seen a lot of scoring of 20 runs in a long game. And we want to remind you the news at 10 will be seen right after this baseball game is completed. And we're moving to the top of the 8th with the home team, Louisville, leading by 4 runs. Baseball coming up your way at U of L. The home games at Parkway Field. You'll see Austin Peay. And then that'll be followed in the first part of May by Cincinnati, Evansville, and 2 big games on the weekend of May 9th and 10th against Metro Conference team Virginia Commonwealth. Those will be important games for the Cards.
Certainly, they're trying to win a Metro Conference title, follow the volleyball and basketball teams.
This is the top half of the 8th, and the leadoff man, the 9th man in the order, the shortstop, Roger Ward. He has walked twice and singled.
Mark Knappett still throwing for the Cardinals, and he has really done a fine job, Dave.
He's been on since 2 out in the first inning.
Holding the Wildcats to 2 runs, both homers.
Kentucky bolted out to a 6-0 lead as they tagged the Cardinals starter Glenn Myers in 2/3 of an inning for all 6 of those runs. But since then, the game has been dominated by U of L. They have outscored the Cats 12-2 since that first inning. Swing and a miss, and Ward is down on strike. The first time the Cardinals have managed to retire Roger Ward, and that'll bring up center fielder Jeff Evans.
8 strikeouts for Mark Knappett, and he really looks good right now. He's got good command of his pitches. He's keeping the hitters off balance. He struck out some guys with off-speed pitches, and he's blown some heat by him, so he's really got his thing together out there.
Pitch to Abbott is high for ball 1.
So you think Gene Baker would have second-guessed himself and maybe go with Knappett first and then bring Glenn Myers in if Knappett would have struggled. And instead, he went the other way around, and it was Myers who got bombed, and Knappett has been tough here for the remainder of the game.
Outside ball 2, 2-1.
Knappett has retired 7 straight Wildcats.
There's a grounder to third. Capriva with a throw to first, and he got it. Abbott is retired. There are 2 gone now in the top of the 8th, and Mark Rice is up. The second batter in the order, 2 for 3 tonight. He's had a double and a single, stolen base, walked and scored a run.
Boy, Gene Bankers really has to be pleased. Other than the shaky start by Myers, they've come back, they've hit the ball well, and they've got outstanding pitching out of Mark Knappett. The defense has been good. And usually if U of L gets any type of pitching, they're going to be successful. Team earned on average coming in was 6.91. And Coach Baker knows his team is going to give up some runs, but he knows they're going to get a few. And that's kind of the game it's been tonight.
Well, there are 2 outs in the 8th inning, a strikeout of Ward and a ground out by Abbott. And now Wright, the second baseman.
The Cardinals start to get the confidence in this young pitching staff. They are really going to be tough.
That's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Started last year, Dave, when they just had that breakthrough year, and offensively just scalding the ball and building confidence, and the pitching was the weak point. This year they have more pitching depth, and he's pitched a lot of young guys, and they have more, just an overall better feeling about the staff.
Swing and a miss, and that's a pretty quick inning. And Knappett sets him down, strikes out 2 of the 3 he faces, and going to the bottom of the 8th, it's still U of L 12-8.
Now, a News at 10 preview following this message.
Now at Gross Diamond Centers, 20 Diamond Mom's Ring, Diamond Eternity Ring, or Genuine Ruby, or Sapphire and Diamond Heart Ring are your choice. Just $99 at Gross Diamond Centers.
Tonight on the News at 10, a congressional candidate's controversial anti-abortion commercials survive a challenge in federal court. And people who live around Churchill Downs hope for new controls on crowds and other derby problems. Join us tonight for the News at 10.
How much did you pay last year in checking account service charges and Quest fees? Great Financial Federal customers with a $200 minimum daily balance didn't pay a penny. That's right. At Great Financial Federal, a mere $200 minimum daily balance is all it takes for free checking and free Quest transactions. It's the best deal in town.
Great Financial Federal, your key to financial security.
Bottom of the eighth inning, Louisville leads Kentucky in college baseball here on Fox 41, 12-8. All 20 of those runs were scored in the first 5 innings. And Kentucky was 6 in the top of the first, but Napick came on in relief of Myers, and has he done a job?
That is a big-time college breaking ball right there. Napick gets the strikeout. He has 8 strikeouts, and he's doing an outstanding job. The Zonger is in now. Steve Zonger in to pitch for the Kentucky Wildcats in relief of Frazier. He's the 4th Kentucky pitcher. Try and give you some numbers on Zonger.
Well, Zonger's first batter to be faced will be center fielder Charlie Allen. And he is one of the few players hitless in this game. 0 for 4. He struck out the last 2 times.
Zonger coming in, Dave. No decisions so far. And he's got a 5.49 ERA. He's pitched in 19 innings so far. And this is his 11th appearance. He started 2 games for Kentucky. Another left-handed pitcher.
First pitch is low, and it's ball 1. Charlie Allen came in batting .408. His average has dropped to .397.
So we know that David Vogt will, if things hold to form the way they're going now, won't get another at bat. And he went 0 for 5, and Charlie Allen's going to try not to do that by getting a base hit here.
Allen gets a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on Charlie Allen. Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. Slices one in right. Is it going to stay fair? It does. Hitting the wall. And Charlie Allen goes for 2. The throw. He's safe. And Allen leads off the bottom of the 8th with a double. His first hit of the night.
So there's no way that Charlie Allen's going to leave this ball game without saying he got a hit. And he gets a double. He's cracked it to right field. 1 out of 5. Here it is again. Just went with the pitch. And 1 hops off the wall.
And that's the first batter that Zonger faced. And he is, you mentioned, Bob, the 4th pitcher that the Wildcats have used.
A little bit about Zonger. He's a junior, 5'11", 185-pounder. Out of Franklin, Tennessee, Brentwood Academy there.
So the runner on second. First pitch to Wallace is a strike 1, 0-1.
Guy Wallace 1 for 2. An RBI single, the designated hitter. Wally, as he's called, came in to replace Glenn Myers. His designated hitter then pinch hit for him, went into left field.
Zonger gets him to swing and miss, and it's 0-2, and he's ahead in the count.
He was way late on that swing. Zonger's got some pop. Guy Wallace wants to get into sports medicine. He's an AD honor roll athlete for U of L. He's trying to go to medical school.
Bang and a miss, strike 3, and he's gone. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. And now Jay Johnson, the catcher.
So Wally gets blown away. Zonger comes in throwing some heat. Didn't even come close to catching up with any of those. And Jay Johnson will get a try now, and he's done pretty well for himself tonight, Dave.
Yes, he has. Doubled in the 2nd and scored, walked in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th. That's strike 1, 0-1 on Jay Johnson, the senior out of Omaha, Nebraska.
This game's really picked up. Good pitching will do that. Didn't see a lot of it early, but boy, we've seen a lot of it lately, especially from U of L.
No scoring since the 5th inning. So with one out in the bottom of the 8th, Charlie Allen with a leadoff double is on second. Jay Johnson is at the plate with an 0-2 count. Inside 1-2.
U of L looking to go to 10 games over 500, 25 and 15. That would make Gene Baker 57 and 45 in his 2 years here at U of L. A lot of games to go at Parkway Field, and hope to see a lot of you out there. If you like what you saw here tonight, you're going to see a lot more at Parkway Field.
Johnson fouls it off. Counts at 1-2.
You know, U of L came in hitting .352 as a team, and they've held their opponents to .304, a 6.91 ERA, and pretty much followed suit to that. Cardinals have hit. They've given up some runs, and they were early, but boy, have they gotten some outstanding relief pitching from Napick.
I mean, you consider 70 or 9 starters are hitting .309 or better. Johnson, just in the right center field, coming over to make the catch is Abbott, and that is the second out of the inning. And Jimmy Allen will come up as his brother Charlie Allen, the older brother, is at second base.
Jimmy Allen.
Jimmy Allen struck out his last 2 times up. He grounded out 4-3 back in the 3rd inning, and he's doubled and scored.
Catches the corner. It's 0-1, the count.
Steve Zonger in relief of Lauren Frazier, who is in relief of Tom Fromming, who relieved the starter.
Fouled away. It's 0-2. It's 2 out, bottom of the 8th inning.
So 4 pitchers used tonight by the Kentucky Wildcats, just 2 for the U of L Cardinals. An outstanding pitcher for Kentucky we didn't see tonight, Mark Thompson. He's one of the best pitchers in the country this year, 8-1, with an outstanding 1.77 ERA.
That's inside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, Coach Baker was glad he didn't have to face Thompson, but the second guy, the number 2 pitcher, had to face Rodney Henderson, and he just didn't have his stuff tonight.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Allen. Got him for strike 3. So Zonger strikes out 2 of the 3 he faces after giving up a leadoff double to Charlie Allen. We have played 8 complete at Cardinal Stadium, and we'll be back for the top of the 9th.
Working hard every day, take a drive. What can we do?
Yes, I see all my customers as individuals, one by one by one.
Everyday low price for everyday life.
They're smiling. I know they are.
Where can you find all kinds of value? Dairy Queen. There are all kinds of burgers, hot dogs, chicken and fish sandwiches, and more to tempt you. Plus all kinds of treats you can't get anywhere else. It's all here at Dairy Queen. It's all for you. We give you taste, we give you value, we treat you right. Dairy Queen.
A 20-run, 24-hit marathon at Cardinal Stadium between UK and U of L. They made it to the top of the 9th inning. Kentucky's last chance, trailing by 4 runs to the Cardinals.
Wildcats scheduled to bat this inning. Brad Henderson, the designated hitter, Jan Weisberg, the catcher, and Jeff Norman, the first baseman, hitters number 3, 4, and 5 for the Wildcats.
Still the Louisville fans here that have stuck it out through a rather chilly evening at Cardinal Stadium. Kentucky scores 6 runs in the top of the first, and then Louisville claws its way back and take over the lead. Here we go, first man up, leading it off, Brad Henderson, the designated hitter.
Henderson out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Moeller High School, a great football program there at Moeller. There's Barry Larkin, just one of the many superstar athletes out of Moeller High School.
Henderson fouls that one off, 0-2.
Strangely enough, Dave, we talked to Coach Madison before the game. They do not have a single player from Louisville on their roster this year, which is very unusual for the Wildcats. They've had good ones in the past, like Bill White, St. X grad. But he says they're getting some good recruits in next year, and 2 so far have signed from the Louisville area.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. Henderson sends this out to center field, and it is going to drop for a base hit. So Henderson leads off the top of the ninth with a base hit. And Jan Weisberg will be up.
Good start to the inning for the Wildcats, trying to get something going. That single breaks a string of 9 straight banners retired by Mark Nappick.
Number 23, Jan Weisberg.
Weisberg, a 300-plus hitter, 323 average coming in, has gone 2 out of 4 tonight. He's also scored a run and struck out 1.
He's got long ball power. He's hit 8 home runs, driven in 40 runs this year. He's out of San Jose, California. That's a long way to come to play baseball in Kentucky.
First base, number 11.
But as Coach Madison explained to us before the game tonight, they didn't really go to San Jose to recruit Weisberg. Weisberg's father, a physician, a doctor, moved to Frankfort, Kentucky, and that's kind of brought him into UK's back door. There's a pop-up, and it is taken by second baseman Vogt. And there's one away in the top of the ninth. So Kentucky down to its final 2 outs, trailing by 4 runs.
Coach Madison also mentioned during the course of the season they've had 4 players go down with either broken thumbs or fingers, including recently shortstop Jeff Michael, who's normally the starting shortstop. He was scratched after getting injured in the weekend over Florida. So the Wildcats really have to patch things up a little bit in order to play these days, and I'm sure that's hurt them.
1 out in the top of the ninth inning, and Jeff Norman, the first baseman, 1 for 4, singled and scored in that 6-run first inning. Ball 2, 2-0 on Norman.
So, folks, get out and see this Cardinal baseball team play. Got some home games coming up we told you about earlier. Got Austin Peay on Thursday.
Ball 3, 3-0. The count now on Norman.
Austin Peay game is always an important one for Coach Gene Baker. He was an academic All-American at Austin Peay, a 1981 graduate. So he's always looking forward to playing Austin Peay.
U of L trying to wrap this thing up. They lead by 4 runs in the top of the ninth. That's strike 1, 3-1 on Norman. Henderson tags it first.
Chris Martinez continues to throw in the Cardinal bullpen, and Coach Baker's hoping he doesn't have to go to him.
3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's full count at 3-2.
Now that pitch must have been pretty close to 90. I tell you, Nappick has really been impressive here. Against a good hitting ball club, he's pretty much shut the Wildcats down except for the home runs by Pookie Jones and Mercer. He's really been in control of this thing.
2 outs away from nailing it down. The victory. It could be. No, he threw it wide, and the runner is safe and Olfac will advance to third. The ball is rolling out towards the fence, rounding third and coming in to score. It's now a 3-run game.
That's exactly what the Cardinals did not need here, is to give away some runs, and the Cats now are right back in this thing. If they were ever out of it to begin with, they have a runner in scoring position and 1 man in already. E6.
And you got runners at first and third with 1 out. Or rather, a run at third with 1 out. And the batter is Mercer, who has hit a home run in this game in the 5th inning. A soloer to lead it off.
That was just a bad throw, as you can see in the replay, and he just rushed the throw a little bit. Should have taken his time and make sure he get the out, but the ball may have slipped out of his hand or something.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Mercer.
And Mercer's gone deep.
12-9 is the score. Louisville leads by 3 runs, 1 out. Top of the 9th.
Mercer led off the 5th with the homer, and I don't think he's thinking long ball right now. They want to get that run in at third.
Foul ball, the 0-2 on Mercer. Reminding you the news at 10 will follow the baseball game here on Fox 41. The count 0-2 on Mercer. Remember, there is a runner leading off at third, Norman. 9 inside for ball 1, 1-2.
Kentucky inching just a little bit closer after the leadoff single and an error on shortstop Jimmy Allen, trying to get the force at second, and that allowed Jeff Norman to go all the way to third, and Brad Henderson scored on the play.
Here's the ball hit down the vote at second, throws it in the dirt. The man is safe and the run scores. So Mercer beats it out, and that's an error on vote at second, I'm sure. And now, with Norman scoring, we've got a 2-run game. Louisville 12 and Kentucky 10 in the top of the 9th.
No doubt that was a tough play for Vogt. He did have to go quite a ways and needed to make a good, accurate throw, as we'll see it on the replay. And we haven't got a ruling on that yet. It's a decent backhand.
Third baseman, number 22.
I think he would have beat that out anyway. It's really hard to tell. And they may go on and give him a hit on that one.
Conference on the mound as Gene Baker is out talking to the battery of Johnson and Napick. And 1 out, 2 outs away from wrapping up a victory. But Kentucky will not just roll over and go away. Eddie Brooks is up. And Mercer on at first base. So the tying run is at the plate in Brooks. Strike. 0-1.
Brooks is 0 for 4. Right now, the Cats would love to have this guy come up and get a hit, keep this thing going. He's the tying run.
Caught the inside corner of the plate. It's 0-2.
Napick's starting to bear down a little bit. He can sense the victory, and so far his fielders haven't cooperated with him in this inning. Otherwise, this thing might be over.
The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there are now 2 outs. Kentucky down to its final out.
10 strikeouts now for Napick, and I guess when you strike people out, you don't need fielders. It's like old Satchel Paige tell the guys, just lay down out there, I'll just strike everybody out. Napick picks up his 10th. And he's 1 out away from a victory.
Matt Braga is the batter. He gets a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Fouled off. It's 0-2. "22 runs, 25 hits, and 7 errors combined in this game." On Braga. Here it is to Vogt at second. It gets through. A base hit. The runner comes to third. They've misplayed the ball and dropped it out in center field. Here's the throw in. Runner holds at second. It's a 1-run game. 12-11. Kentucky has scored another run.
Well, the Cardinals are just falling apart right now on the defensive end. really this thing should be over. That was a hit anyway, but the bobble out there cost him a run, and it's a one-run game.
A bobble by Charlie Allen in center field. Here's the base hit by Matt Braga that gets through by Vogt into center field. Charlie Allen that gets by him, and by the time he chases it down, the run has scored as Mercer rounds third, and it's a 12-11 game.
Your attention, please. Now running at second base for Kentucky, number 8, Paul Corum.
Pinch runner Paul Corum is in for Kentucky at second base. He will be running for Braga. This is a 12-11 game. Louisville by 1 run on Kentucky. The Wildcats staging a dramatic ninth-inning rally with 3 runs after trailing by 4 entering the top of the ninth.
So the error by Charlie Allen allows the run to score, and Kentucky just 1 run away from tying this thing up. And we may have a lot more baseball ahead of us.
The tying run is at second. Paul Corum, the pinch runner there. There are 2 outs in the top of the ninth, and the batter is Roger Ward, a .222 hitter, who is 1 for 2 in this game with a single. He's walked a couple of times and struck out once. Here it is, hit to Vogt at second. This could do it. Vogt, good throw to first, and the ball game is over. So the final score sees Louisville down Kentucky 12-11, and it was quite a baseball game as the Wildcats had 6 runs in the top of the first, and Louisville came back to outscore them from that point on and win the game by 1 run. Now, how do you pick a play of the game? Well, here's our pick for Papa John's play of the game. It's the home run that was hit for Louisville by Tommy Barnes, a 3-run homer that made the score 7-6. Although in favor of Kentucky at that point, this was the homer that really sparked U of L.
Tommy Barnes hit that one a long way, and it was just one of many big hits really on the night for the U of L Cardinals. Not a bad game. The only disappointing thing for U of L is the starts by Glenn Myers. 6 runs down in the first inning, but U of L comes back to win. The defense was shaky there in the 9th inning, but they hold on to get the victory as Mark Napick comes on to win it with outstanding pitching in relief of Glenn Myers. The U of L Cardinals go to 25-15. UK falls to 28-13. The winning pitcher is Mark Napick. There you see him there. Rodney Henderson takes the loss for the Kentucky Wildcats. U of L holds on to win 12-11.
Now that's it, a 1-run victory and a 3-run 9th-inning rally by Kentucky. I think, Bob, an appropriate way for the game to end. It ended with a bunch of runs, and it began the same way.
That's right. The shaky defense there by U of L at the end, but the final analysis, they're able to win their 3rd in a row over Kentucky. These 2 teams will meet again next week at Shively Field. That should be another good game.
And we'll see you later. David Sullivan along with Bob Rainey. Thanks for joining us for U of L baseball. Final score again, Louisville 12, Kentucky 11.
U of L Cardinal Baseball has been brought to you in part by Pepsi-Cola General Bottlers, makers of Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, and 7-Up. By Great Financial Federal, your key to financial security. By Alliance Health System, Norton, Kozer Children, and Methodist Evangelical Hospital. And by your Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota.